Play that song, baby.
Wah, wah.
Oh no! Oh, I love epic fails.
You're useless,
Now,
man.
gotta love some epic fails, guys. What's up, guys? Hot Takes Tuesday. Son of a bitch, dude. let's just redo this. Let's just turn back time. Superman fly around the world, reverse time. I'm not Hot Takes Tuesdays. I'm Philosophical Pickle. That's Hot Takes Tuesdays. This is Hot Takes Tuesdays, where we come on here every Tuesday and we give a spicy hot take, and then people just react to it. We fight, we draw blood, we debate it, and just have a good time. Now, yes, today is Monday because we have things to do tomorrow, so we couldn't do it. So today's Hot Takes Monday. I'm not very good at intros, so let's just get into this. Let me introduce the panel. To my left, I got my man Nerd Man. What's up, man?
Yeah, man, cool, man. Like, how's everyone doing? How's everyone doing today? I'm not doing the best intros myself.
I have never fucked up an intro this hard. What is up, Nerd Man?
I'm cool. Sorry, I was writing some notes. That's why, guys. I was a little bit distracted. But I'm up for this. I want to hear this hot take.
Ashley, aka the Widow. What's up, girl?
Hey, happy to be here. Don't know what we're talking about, but let's hear it.
Lantern, what's up, my man?
What's up, my guy? Y'all know me, your boy Lantern Alex, Spectre Entertainment. Check it out.
Yes. And JG, what's up, dude?
What is up? You know me, the same OG, kicking ass, taking names for a living. Finna go off the dome with this one. Let's get it.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Okay. He knows how to do
I
it.
am the intro genius.
All right. What's up, Tony, man? I hope you enjoy the stream. Comment. Let me know what you think when I say this hot take. Tell me if you disagree, if you want to shit on me or agree with me, whatever. So let me go ahead and share this shit right here. And today's hot take. I don't know if it's my biggest hot take. I don't know if it's as big as my other ones. By the way, go watch our other hot takes videos. But today, my hot take is I hate horror movies. Okay. I absolutely, with every bone in my body, I despise horror movies and zombie movies, thrillers, fucking gore movies, Saw, fucking The Conjuring, The Exorcist. I hate them. That is my hot take. What do you guys think?
You blasphemous mother freaker. As usual, you always come in with these blasphemous hot takes. I'm tired of it. Anyway, go ahead, nerd man. You're biting at the bit right now. Go ahead.
He's on mute.
Yeah, I once again completely shocking. Much like your fan picks for the X-Men. This is absolutely shocking. It's like, okay, so we're gonna hear why. We've got to actually hear why. What's your take on this, Widow?
It sounds silly. I mean, horror movies are great. Like Halloween is a classic. I love Saw, so they're not horrible at all. I mean, zombie movies, I can take and leave some of those, but horror films, like slasher films, are great.
All right, this is going to be good then.
Did you do this because of like the obviously there's the Spy?
So yes, this video was inspired by the recent release of Spiral and Army of the Dead, as two genre movies that I can't stand. Mm-hmm. So that made me think, you know what? I'm going to talk about it. I fucking hate horror movies. Lantern, what do you think about horror movies?
Well, I think they're great, and I think you're just scared of the movies, and you walk in there and you get scared. I know.
You're right.
A lot of people got to overcome that fear sometimes.
So literally everybody here disagrees with me.
Everyone here, it's a spicy thing.
I mean, they're just movies. So, I don't know why you hate them so much.
I mean, I don't hate them with a fiery passion, just a little bit of a passion.
Okay, so go on, give me your arguments. Your ridiculous arguments this week. Let's go.
I go through my life, okay? Let me lean back and walk you guys through this. Wake up in the morning, go through my life, stress, anxiety of life, fear of being an adult. Lantern, you're rolling your eyes. You know the fear of being an adult, just living this life, anxiety, crippling anxiety to go in public,
Crippling depression,
just
anxiety.
being crippling anxiety, a fear that my kids are gonna die, that I'm gonna lose my loved ones. There's just so much fear.
Dark.
There's so much fear and bad shit in this world. Okay, so when I watch a movie, I don't want to be fucking scared. I don't want to go into a movie, pay money to be fucking scared. I don't want to pay money to not sleep at night. I don't want to go into a movie, pay the money that I worked for, and then go home and not be able to sleep because I'm seeing demon faces on the ceiling. Who wants that? And I genuinely want to know, like, what is the thrill of watching a horror movie? Because either A, I don't want to be scared by them if they're good, like The Exorcist or Hereditary or something like that, that actually chill me to the bone. I don't want to see that. And if they're not good, they just suck. Bad acting, bad cinematography, bad directing, then why would I want to watch them, period? They give me nothing. They have no merit, and I hope they die.
Wow.
Okay.
I gotta say,
should I?
Go ahead.
Go on, Ashley.
Let
was
loose.
just going to say basically that, I watch these scary films, but I don't take them home with me and have bad dreams about them or feel scareful or fearful based off a film that I watch. I will, like Halloween, when I'm watching that, it's scary in the moment. But it's fun, and it's just like, oh gosh, what's he gonna do? And then the new ones are amazing too. So I enjoy horror movies. Like I said, not all of them I can get on board with, because some of them are just, ridiculous. Like I don't like the Annabelle and like that type of thing, but Halloween is amazing. That's all I'm gonna say right now about that.
Okay.
I was gonna say that's called being an adult, right? Like you're not like 7 years old in mentality and literally scared from a fucking movie, dude. You don't even get scared from horror movies anymore.
Then they don't do their job. Then they don't. Why are they made?
Half the joy of the horror genre is shouting at the the idiot who's on screen, who's doing everything wrong, and you're like, dude, why would you go down in that bait? Why would you leave your friends at this moment? Why would you go to the car without picking up the keys before you go? All of those kind of things are what get you engaged. You only get scared of horror movies really when you're like, I don't know, like 10, 12 years old. And I understand what you're saying. Like there's probably a lot of really bad horror movies in the genre, like really B-level whatever movies. But the great thing about them is they actually give directors an opportunity, they're really cheap films to make. That's why there's so many bad ones. They're really cheap films to make, and you can literally make them on a shoestring budget, and it gives small-time independent directors, independent filmmakers and stuff the opportunity to get into cinema, gives them a gateway, a key in. So I think definitely horror movies are one. Why would you be scared? It's weird. We'll go into more of your reasons. I know
that, and that's what I was trying to understand.
So a horror movie has never just made you go home and you think about it all night.
Well, when I was a kid, yes.
Okay, one, Skeleton Key. That movie freaked me out.
Yes.
That movie was really weird because, that was creepy. That's a creepy movie, but it's a good movie. That's the only movie that I had a dream about ever. Because I remember I was asleep and then I was like, oh, somebody's now possessed my body and my mind's trapped. And yeah, but other than that, no. That's the only time. Because that movie's a little creepy.
Pickle, I want to live in the cherry pie and rainbow countryside that you live in, where you're still afraid of horror movies.
I'm afraid of how bad they're going to be when I watch them. Lantern.
All
right. Do you like theme parks? Do you like roller coasters?
I knew you were going to go here.
What is the
difference? No, I don't. I hate them.
You hate them? Okay, then.
I'm afraid of them.
I'll give it to you.
You're afraid.
But you're going to say it's kind of like a rush. Like the fear is kind of like being on a roller coaster. Your stomach drops. It gives you adrenaline. But if it's not going to scare you so bad that you think about it when you get home, like you see a great movie, like a Captain America movie, or a nice drama, and you go home. Shut up, nerd man. A great MCU film like Thor Ragnarok. You go home and you think about how great it was.
Just like that.
You think about the action and the comedy. You remember jokes. So if a horror movie doesn't make you scared when you get home, it fails. It completely fails. And if it does scare me, then I failed myself as a human because I don't want to be scared in my own home. Like if
let me ask you
it's
something.
a lose-lose. Why would I want to watch it? And why would I want to watch somebody's fucking fingernails getting ripped off in Saw?
Let me ask you something. Can you give us examples of one, films, and then two, maybe like scenes that you've seen that like really put you off horror movies?
Yes. So I actually to be objective, I made a list of the only horror movies that I think are great. Okay?
Okay.
So these are the only movies that I've ever seen that I think, that was above average or like actually good. The Thing, It Comes at Night, Alien, Silence of the Lambs, The Exorcist, Hereditary, The Witch.
Well, now you're just listing off all the good ones. So you do like horror movies.
No. Sinister, Babadook, and The Shining. But I would only ever rewatch 2 of those. Maybe 3. But like they're not well made. Oh my god. That's Whiteface. So if I'm not scared, if the writing isn't good, if the directing is bland, like what? So Ashley, why do you love Halloween? Like, what is the thrill of watching a guy walk around with a knife? And are you cheering for them to not get killed? Are you cheering for him to kill them?
No,
because it's not scary. It's cheesy.
It's all I like Laurie, even though it's like, just cheesy watching her try to escape to get away from these situations. In the classics, it's fun. That's what I like about it. Even though I do get jumps a little bit sometimes when you see him like walk up on somebody and kill them, but I'm like rooting for Carrie in this movie. I want her to do great. So that's what I'm doing. Laurie, I see Carrie.
I like
I'm cheering for Laurie.
Yeah, in these horror movies, I like the killers sometimes. I'm rooting for them to get some of these teens. It's fun.
I'm still rooting. I love Laurie, so that's why I like Halloween.
We saw the
new ones,
right? 2018 Halloween. Remember when he's going to the houses, murdering everybody, and he gets to the baby, and he doesn't kill the baby?
Yeah,
he's not a monster. All right, I think Michael Myers is just misunderstood. All right. He's not hurting innocent.
You're saying he's a good character.
I'm saying he only hurts that are promiscuous.
Like when they visited him in like the asylum in the beginning of it, like all of that, before you even get to like the actual him killing people, like all of that lead up is so interesting, because he hadn't, especially now that they went back and kind of retconned a lot of it. Now, the later ones didn't happen after the first one. And so he's been trapped in this mental, in this asylum. He breaks out, and Laurie, how this affected her, like seeing who she is and like what she went through, how it affects her daughter and her granddaughter, like all of it is it's just a good movie. And you have, Michael Myers, slashing people at the same time. It's a good movie.
My favorite,
look at that face.
My favorite era of like these kind of horror movies was like the 70s, 80s, like really classic kind of, where there was like, they'd mix genres a bit. So you'd have stuff like The Lost Boys, or you'd have like, what was the other one I was just thinking of, which is really great? Like there's just some like real, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, right? Yes. You have these great, like really like chilling horror movies where it allows you to, and I watched Texas Chainsaw Massacre as much as I was like, making a joke or making fun of you about like being a kid, like you shouldn't be scared of things like when you grow up and stuff. I watched Texas Chainsaw Massacre now, and that's a complete fucking nightmare to me. Like being, caught in this weird kind of space where you're completely out there in almost like a wilderness and completely at the mercy of just crazy people. That's that is a fear of mine. And I think the horror movie allows you to confront that fear in a kind of healthy way, in a way where you can kind of, I think it does.
You're really trying here. I respect
I think
the way that you're
way
fighting
of
for this.
I think it's a healthy way of exercising those kind of fears that you have and those stresses that you have, which are completely unrealistic anyway. I mean, when is that actually going to happen to you? Your life isn't that exciting. That's the fact of it. And the only way to get that kind of, weird thrill is by proxy through this kind of entertainment. And I think it gives you that. I mean, everyone thinks like, oh, how would I handle a situation like a zombie apocalypse? But the film actually gives you a way of like...
I don't think that, because it's not interesting. We'll get to zombies in a second. JG, you want to throw anything in?
Yeah, I'm going to go back a little further, right? To the original Night of the Living Dead, where you have a multiracial cast. You have a black male lead, bitch slapping a white lady, saying calm the fuck down. That was entertaining, right? And for me, when I watch horror movies... Your favorite part? Well, it's the most memorable part, I'll say that. But when I watch horror films, even zombie films, I watch it for the entertainment, right? For the fun factor. I don't watch it to like, oh, if it doesn't scare me, it's not a good horror movie. No. Like, is it entertaining? Like Ashley said, Halloween, very entertaining film, has a soundtrack that's very memorable to this day. I mean, come on, dude. Even Jason, these prepubescent teens screwing around over the camp, and Jason's coming in with a knife, slaughtering them. You know what I mean? Like,
I don't like
dude, they're fun. They're entertaining. Yeah, they're goofy as hell, but still, they're entertaining.
So that's the thing, is that they're not scary with bad acting, like the fucking, what was that the movie that came out a couple years ago where they're like don't say his name, don't look at the Bye Bye Man. Like, that's the whole thing.
That was stupid.
The ratio of good horror movies to bad is worse than any other genre of movie. Like, I can only think of literally, wait a minute, I can only think of literally maybe 15 to 20 actually great films that are horror movies out of the tens of thousands that have ever come out. I can find 100 great comedies, 100 great dramas. I can barely find any good horror movies. I think it's the lowest form of film.
Actually,
there's a
lot of good ones.
No.
Name them.
There's actually two types of films. The Thing is good.
That is one of my favorite. That is in my top 10 favorite movies of all time. That is an exceptional movie. Love that movie.
I want to say there's two things that I actually like, two genres of film where I defend even the bad films. One is rom-coms. I love rom-coms. You know exactly what you're going to get by the end of it. Everything's well and good and they're all happy and stuff like that. That's exactly what you need for a certain mood. And horror movies are great. Like, it doesn't matter if they're bad. In fact, sometimes it's one of those type of films, and that's why I love horror so much, where actually when it's bad, it can be really, really funny. Like, it's really, really humorous when it is so slapstick in terms of its goriness, or the people are just doing the most irritating, stupid things and getting themselves killed. That's the thrill of it. And then when you get a really, really good horror movie, it's actually very exciting as well. So I think on both levels,
very rare. You get one good one.
If you see a bad drama is just like, it's just annoying. This person doesn't know how to tell a story, doesn't know anything. With a bad horror movie, they're still fun to be had because of the weirdness of like, you take something like the Hostel movies, right? Those are classically bad, but like tropey horror movies where it's just so over the top that there's still fun to be had in it. But anyway,
category, right? Like the body horror. There's different categories of horror. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Not every horror movie is the same. I remember that Fourth Kind, the alien abduction movie. That movie scared the fuck out of me. I don't know why. I came home and I locked all the windows and doors as if that was going to stop aliens from getting in my house.
Dude, those alien probing movies freak me the hell out.
Freak me out.
They freak. Killer Clowns from Outer Space. To this day, I have a phobia of clowns.
Oh yeah.
From watching that as a kid.
So why would you watch that? If something makes you if it makes you that uncomfortable, like, I mean, me personally, I don't like the Saw movies because I just don't enjoy body horror. I don't enjoy fucking gore porn or whatever it's called. People's fucking hearts getting exploded out of their ass and shit, and get their teeth.
You gotta be in
out.
the mood. It's one of those. Mood
I don't. That makes me so uncomfortable.
Find out what the twist is. Like, why are they? What is the real reason behind all of this? I the part that I like the most.
But it's
Saw
like,
movies.
other than Saw
Yeah,
1,
I like
other than Saw
sometimes
1,
I like
wait.
doing
Let Ashley finish. Go.
I am like at times covering my eyes up because I don't like a lot of the gore parts, but I like everything else around it. Still, that's just maybe that's me. But I like Saw movies. I didn't watch the new one. I'm not going to watch the new one just because it just looks. I've heard horrible things about it, and I'm just not going to watch it.
Yes, very good. Dude, it's like, how many? So, Nerdman, you're saying it's fun to watch these people fuck up and do the wrong things. Why don't you forgive that in other movies? Like, why don't you enjoy superhero movies? Why don't you enjoy Thor Ragnarok just mindlessly? The stupid stuff that happened, but you can accept it in Friday the 13th.
I'm sure people enjoy
like typically
Ragnarok for that
it's
reason,
but
right?
Nerdman in particular, he's saying that it's fun to watch people fuck up and you're questioning them. Why are you doing that? But in any other genre of movie, when characters act stupid, we think it's a flaw of the movie. But in horror movies, it's not a flaw.
Actually, sorry, I should have mentioned one more. I like bad action movies as well. I really do. I think bad action movies can be really fun. But I don't like bad superhero movies. So you're right about that. And that has got me in a bit of a bind because why I don't like bad superhero. Pickle. What about Nightmare on Elm Street? That's a very good one. That's very artistic.
I know.
Like it's a really, really good horror movie.
It's not one of the worst ones. It's not one of the worst ones, but it's just not. It's not fun to me. That's not cool. But it's also the age gap that I didn't grow up with it. But like a guy coming into your dreams and then he's like spouting out fucking catchphrases. He's like,
awesome. It's awesome.
But that's not near as bad as like the horror of the past like 20 years. Like the boring, ugly, generic piece of shit, shoestring budget. Fucking what's the one where they have the camera in the woods? Blair Witch.
That movie's great.
No, I'm saying that movie's okay. But like that movie started the trend of these like found footage, low budget, paranormal activity, people getting possessed. Like the acting in these movies isn't good. The directing isn't good. The writing isn't good.
Whoa, demon possession horror movies are the best.
Yeah.
No, I don't really know that.
No. But you just mentioned a really good pro for horror movies. Look at what they've actually spawned. So you look at something like Cloverfield. Cloverfield would never have happened if it wasn't for horror movies. Horror movies are constantly innovating in ways to make different types of movies because this, people basically can't, they maybe have 50,000 to make a movie or something like that, and they have to do what they can. So they innovate in many different ways, and now you have great classic movies that are just found footage movies. There's new versions of movies now where they're just doing it on the web, basically, just movies just based on and I haven't seen any of them. I don't know if any of them are good or not. But I'm sure.
I remember. I've seen one of them. I can't remember the name of it. It was a waste of time.
Nerdman, can you name me
what is everyone's favorite horror movie?
I was like, can you guys name me 5 excellent horror movies?
Halloween, Alien. You know what I'm saying? Those
so
are
none on his list. None of the ones on his list. Okay, so I'll name you The Omen.
I'd admit like 10 or 15 of them.
The Omen is a really, really good, and it's not just good, like.
You know what I'm saying?
That was on my list. Lantern. Sinister's on my list.
Oh, okay.
But it unnerved me. Why do even if it's good, it unnerves me.
That's good. That's
his fucking face outside my window. Like, dude, I'm so paranoid that people are going to break into my house and kill me. I don't want to watch The Strangers fucking make me have nightmares that people are going to come in and kill my kids. Like, why is that entertaining?
You're taking it too far, dude.
People like to watch people get killed on movies because it makes them feel better. It makes you guys feel good to see these people get fucking ripped apart.
It does.
Saw.
I know, absolutely.
Well, the Saw films I can understand because you had the BTK killer, so I can understand someone being scared of Saw. But the other stuff you name, bro, come on, dude.
The last Conjuring movie when the girl was getting fucking possessed, it was so stupid. The fucking plots are so stupid. JJ, explain to me how it's entertaining. I'm genuinely asking, how are horror movies entertaining other than they're just fun? I don't get it.
Because I can go full retard mentally and just enjoy it. I don't have to be in deep thoughts and like, oh well, look at the cinematics and look at this and that character shouldn't be like this. No, you can do whatever the hell you want with the horror movie and make it as entertaining as you want. No pressure, just do whatever the hell you want.
But can you explain an element of a horror movie that is good, that's like objectively good, like a drama movie, or like how many horror movies are excellent?
See, usually with drama films, you care about the beginning and how it ends, right? You don't really care about the middle, as long as it ends the way you want. Horror movies have this big gap in the middle that you have to fill to make it entertaining. So it's kind of different when it comes to drama.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not entertaining. It's just a bad drama.
I always like the scary movies too because it's the twist. I like things, you think, even though I like the slasher movies the most in the horror genre. Like, and Scream is like that too. But then you're like, oh, eventually, even though they are cheesy at times, I always like to say, oh, so this is what you were really trying to show me. Did I know this? A lot of it, yeah, but still I like to see them explain it and play it out. And that's what makes it that's what I enjoy about them. And plus, during the slasher films, every once in a while I might jump or I might get startled. And
that feels good.
It's not a bad feeling. It's just like, I'm not like really scared. Like I just get startled,
First of all, sorry, go on. Finish what you were saying. First of all, they're great. Okay. First of all, they're great date movies. So that's fun to have a little date with them. Secondly, I would say if you're talking about specifically what's enjoyable about them, I think it's the psychology of them. Really, it's the psychology, as I said, of exploring the darkest kind of fears and imaginings that you have, and putting that on screen. I think that's a part of the human experience is fear. It's a big thing. We are scared that, these terrible things might happen to us, and to actually give voice to that or to show that visually can be really cathartic, I think, sometimes. So that's my main thing. I like the fact that, I remember watching The Omen. The reason I mentioned The Omen, it was a really horrible story, actually, when I watched The Omen for the first time. My parents and my family were all watching this horror movie when I was about 7 years old, and they kept making me go to bed. I never had a bedtime so early. I was never made to go to bed at 8 o'clock or whatever, but they were like, you can't watch this with us, so you have to go to bed. So I kept asking them to let me watch this stupid film. And so eventually, they'd watched it, I think for about 2 or 3 weeks in a row or something. I don't know exactly why. I think in the UK, they used to split the film in parts. I don't know why they did that. But anyway, it was on the third or fourth week. They get me to watch this film. And I'm sitting there watching it. They allow me to watch the film because I keep pestering them so much. And I'm sitting there for the first time watching this film, and obviously they've all watched it already, and they fall asleep. And I don't know if you know the premise of this movie, but
The Omen.
Yeah, the was
excellent.
It's outstanding movie.
It's regular.
It's regular. God. You don't like it?
It's average. I don't enjoy it personally. I don't enjoy demon stuff. I'm sorry, it creeps me out.
Well, that's anyway, look.
Okay.
so that's Nerdman, I'll let you continue. That's my point. Is that if it's well done, I don't want to watch it. I'll continue, Nerdman.
But this is the problem. So anyway, the point was I was raised a Christian. So this
me too.
At that point, it was really terrifying, this thing. And so them falling asleep, I thought maybe Damien had got them, and I kept trying to wake up my mother. And maybe they did it as a joke, actually. They were pretty fucking sadistic family in some ways. Their jokes were pretty sadistic. So they may have done it on purpose, because I was trying to wake each of them up, and I thought Damien had got them. But the point was that experience, even at 7 years old, allowed me to confront all the fear and all the things that came out of those teachings at church or whatever. And it allowed me to kind of, get over it in a healthy way. Maybe I shouldn't have been doing that at 7 years old. That's true. But
Yeah,
it allowed me to get over it in a healthy way and kind of, process it in a way that, it didn't become as scary anymore. And I wasn't scared of like stuff like the revelations and, that I was being taught at church and stuff after that. So I think that's the thing about them. I think that's the experience that's fun about them. It's like, it suddenly demystifies all of those things that like are ultimately, your greatest terrors. And at that time, because of my Christian raising, that was one of the things that I was like, there's going to be an antichrist and he's going to force me to do stuff and wear a number. Like, to me, that was all crazy.
Man, it furthers your fears because you think, I've never seen a demon. Oh, let me show you what it looks like. Let me show you what it looks like when it's eating somebody. Like, I don't want to see that. It's not. And I'm not saying that I don't want to be challenged by movies. I like dramas where people fucking go through shit and people have trauma, but I don't know. Like, I think my biggest point is that the horror genre is has the most misses, the worst percentage. Like, out of action, there are a lot of bad action movies. Every genre has terrible movies. So many fucking generic Liam Neeson action movies, straight to DVD fucking rom-coms, but like maybe 1 out of 10 are good or great. With horror movies, it's like 1 out of 50 or 60 are great. It's like 5 times the rate of terribleness. And how
many of those dramas and like rom-coms get banned from being watched because they're so scary or they're so fucked up? You know what I'm saying? We've had like a few horror movies get banned from this country, right? Because they showed like really graphic content and stuff like that.
Yeah,
was it Cannibal Holocaust or something like that? No, some other cannibal film,
Yeah, The Exorcist did as well, right?
Films.
Yeah, The Exorcist is kind of freaky.
Exorcist freaky.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, they have to ban it because it is helping the disintegration of this country and this world, Lantern.
Horror movies.
The kids these days are fucking freaks because they grew up watching fucking people getting their heads chopped off and shit.
Mm-hmm.
We should talk about that. Do we think it influences people to, do like terrible things? Like, is that one reason to?
I think that's pushing it. Like,
yeah.
I mean, no.
You have there are certain people who are already programmed in the head to do certain things, and they just so happen, like if they just so happen to play Call of Duty, they just so happen to watch The Exorcist. But I don't know. I've never watched a horror movie or played a video game and thought I have to do that in real life. You have to be already fucked up in the head and just be easily influenced already.
Great psychopaths. They make the psychopaths more creative. Okay.
Yeah.
That's all I would say. All right. No. Scream. What the fuck? I'm fucking up my movies now.
Like, I can respect Scream because it's kind of making fun of it. I respect the hell out of that. But even that, it's like, I don't want to watch this. It's just like, what is fun? I get it. It's all subjective, JG. I can't tell you that you're wrong. And Tony, it makes your blood boil and it's kind of like a rush. I can't tell you that, you can't have that feeling. But it's like, who's the chick at the beginning of Scream 1? Drew Barrymore?
Yeah.
Her making popcorn in a crop top. And he's like, what's your favorite movie? And he's chasing her with a knife. When it's over, I'm just like, I just wasted 20 minutes of my life watching nothing happen. No good acting, no good writing. It's not compelling to me.
It's pretty good writing. Come on now.
Okay, it's a little bit. Scream's a bad example, but so many, like 90% of horror movies are trash, and it's just not entertaining to me.
Wow.
So like I said, like Hereditary, I think that was actually a good film with good acting, good cinematography, good writing, good directing.
Midsommar.
I haven't seen Midsommar.
So Midsommar, I have a love-hate relationship with that movie.
At least you can say that it's well acted, it's well made. But most of them aren't like that.
But here's my problem with your arguments. Always, it always comes down to this: you say Tom Cruise is a bad actor, but then you go, but he was good in this, and this.
He's an overrated.
And I'm like, you pretty much said he was a bad actor. You pretty much said he was a bad actor.
He's good, not great. But he's overrated.
But wait.
Oh my goodness.
You say like you'll say like I don't know. There's certain things you'll
Call
be like,
out.
yeah, I'm trying to think of more examples, but there's certain things you say, like you're ultimately saying, this is terrible, this is awful, but there's a really good version of it. Once there's a good version of it, then that means it's good. Like once you've said that there's Silence of the Lambs, that's good. Once you said that there's one horror movie, you said The Thing is in your top 10 and you'd watch it. That means the genre is good. That just means people make bad versions of it. That's not the genre's fault. That's the filmmakers.
No,
and I think
those are the exceptions.
And I think you could say that about any genre. I really do. Like most of the genres of film, if you go through it, 99% of it is garbage, and only a few great classics actually end up being like the good films in that. So the People Under the Stairs, right? Like sorry, I was going to just go list off a couple, like some horror movies.
Rosemary's Baby is a classic.
Rosemary's Baby. Even something like David Fincher's recent movie about the Zodiac Killer. That's got kind of horror elements to it as well.
Zodiac.
So there's clearly, it's Zodiac. So there's clearly really good version. Yeah, there's clearly really good versions of horror.
That's not a horror movie. That's not a horror movie at all.
You like other movies that have horror elements, though, right?
Yes, I'm saying
like Zodiac,
I think
like The Dark Knight with Two-Face's face. That's like body horror right there, technically. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
it's
I like elements of it.
Film. Yeah,
I like The Thing and It Comes at Night are the only two horror movies that are in my top 50 favorites. It can be good, but I think they're the exception to the rule. Like, if we really came together and thought about it for 10 minutes, we could name off 200 at least good action movies or dramas. If we really put our minds together, we could maybe come up with 30 great horror movies.
But how many films come out every year, dude? Like 300 plus films come out every year.
Yeah. I was saying most genres are really bad.
General,
it's like I said, 1 out of 10 of every genre is good. That's not a good ratio. But 1 out of 50
wait. You're forgetting a very important element, which is
what is it?
Horror movies are the go-to movie for first-time directors and first-time filmmakers to actually make. So that's why there's so many more. That shows
how much.
No. That's why there's so many more horrible horror movies than there are other genres. Obviously, they know they make a good, they can make a very cheap horror movie. Suddenly, it blows up, and then they're in Hollywood. So they're going to do that rather than a drama, which is it's much less likely to catch on, or a crime movie or an action movie, which they don't have the budget for. So of course there's going to be more horror movies, therefore, that are bad than other genres. So I don't think that's really fair.
No, that's also a part
of an argument.
It's a factor that
there's the style of the films, though, too. I don't think it's just. I think that they try sometimes. That's just how a lot of these horror films are, and then they double down on the campiness and the cheesiness, and then it just falls flat a lot of the times because that's just how they're made too. It's not just based off first time directors, because there's people that have been making these horror films and they stay in that same thread line of putting out cheesy, weak films in the genre still. So I don't know.
So Ashley, let me ask you a question. Let's say your top 50 movies. I know you probably don't have it written down, but how many of those would genuinely be horror movies or top 100? 3 or 4?
What?
That's what I'm saying. Everybody be honest right now. How many horror movies are going to be in your top 100 favorite movies?
I can't even think of a bunch of movies.
How many, Lantern?
50. All right.
Well, you do look like a sick fuck. I can see that. Lantern, you have a horror movie guy face. I can see that. Nerdman, how many, genuinely, how many do you think that would be in there in your top 50?
I think about 20.
Really?
I think that's fair.
I don't believe it. I don't believe the sound of your voice.
Does it not sound? Is it not believable? I think quite a lot. The Thing is in there, definitely. The Omen is in there, probably.
Now, if you like The Thing, you're wrong.
I like Pan's Labyrinth, which is kind of a horror movie.
That's
a little bit.
Yeah, that's definitely horror.
Really good.
I've never seen it.
It's in Spanish, right?
I've never been interested in that.
That's another thing that he doesn't like. He doesn't like foreign movies.
He doesn't like to read.
And he doesn't like black and white.
Me?
Don't like anything.
Me?
That's why he's the best on this.
You guys don't know anything about me.
Okay, so let's go into zombie movies then. Do you not like zombie comedies?
The whole subsection of shitty zombie movies. I think it might be my least favorite genre of horror movie. Now, the zombie apocalypse interests me about this much. 0. They're never interesting. It's never about, I think a good zombie movie is about, okay, a breakout happens, it's the apocalypse, okay, the humans dealing with the emotions of it, losing people, what The Walking Dead tried to do, what It Comes at Night does. But most zombie movies are just like, let's see how many fucking zombies Brad Pitt can shoot in the face. Let's fucking get a chainsaw and fucking chainsaw some zombies. Zack Snyder, put a fucking chainsaw on the front of a truck and mow down some zombies. It's never about the human condition, about what it would be like to be in the apocalypse. I hate zombie movies.
Well, usually zombies are metaphors for something else, you know what I'm saying? Like the original Dawn of the Dead, like zombies are metaphor for consumerist culture and stuff like that. I don't know if Zack Snyder's Dawn of the Dead does that. I don't think it does that, but you know, it does take place in a mall. So.
But the draw of that movie is killing zombies. It's not about like what it means to be in the apocalypse. It's about like what can we kill the zombie with next? That's not interesting to me. And like zombies, they're so overdone. It's not a fun concept. Like, what if people wanted to eat you? Like, I don't know. It's just like it's like something that a 10-year-old would come up with, and then people just kept making it. Like, what if people would eat me? I could use a pool stick to kill one, or a chainsaw, or a shoe to kill one. I don't know.
Hell yes, a shoe with a fucking blade at the bottom of it with a broomstick as a handle. Are you serious? That's dope.
Wait. That's a film in and of itself. I think, JG. We should like come up with that. The like basically fighting zombies with shoes. I think that's
you know what? Z Nation. If you guys haven't seen it, Z Nation is an actual character who took the soles of his shoes, made an armor out of it. Literally.
Is that the sci-fi show?
Z Nation. It should be on Netflix.
Was it a sci-fi show at one point?
Yeah.
Watching it tonight.
Dude, I hated that show.
It is stupid, but it's so entertaining.
But like, do you guys like zombie movies at all? Ashley and Lantern?
Dude, Shaun of the Dead is my top 10 of all time.
Hell yes.
Top 10.
But I can accept that because it's more of a comedy. It's like making fun of the zombie genre. Yeah. It's like the Scream of zombie movies.
But do you not like that movie?
It's okay. I mean, it's not super funny to me. That's just personal. I think Hot Fuzz is a lot funnier.
Okay, we get a chance.
It does do some interesting things with zombies, but I mean, it's okay.
There's one on Netflix, another one that should still be on there called Black Sunday. It's a zombie show. Really good. Really good.
Okay.
What does it do different though, JG? Like, what does it do different than the other 100 zombie things we've seen?
Good point. But still, good point. But I mean, it kind of focuses more on the human side of what you were talking about, where you don't really see zombie films focus on the human aspect of how they are surviving in this apocalypse, and it kind of touches on it. I know Walking Dead touches on it, but it does it too much. I got irritated with it, and so like when we talk about Godzilla and Kong, you know, the humans get on your nerves. Like, it's too many humans. Right, that's what zombie movies try not to do. Is they try to find that balance between, okay, we need to see the human aspect, but we also got these hell-raising zombies over here. How can we find that balance? And I think Zombieland does a great job at it.
Zombieland is good. I like Zombieland.
Zombieland does a good job at it. Dawn of the Dead does a pretty good job with it.
Wait, so you do
Black
like
Sunday I'm talking about
movies.
does a good job with it.
Again, I have to say this. You do
It's a
like
comedy.
zombie movies then.
It's a comedy.
It's a zombie movie.
It's a comedy and the vehicle of a zombie movie. That's the least fun. That's the least best part of that movie. That has the least amount of merit in the movie is the zombie part. Everything else of them talking and making jokes, that's the best part of it.
The original Night of the Living Dead. Remember I told you when a guy pip slapped a woman across talking about calm the fuck down? That was comedy, but it was in a horror movie and it was serious at the same time.
Now, zombie movies, I'm more just tired of them. Like, there are good ones. Night of the Living Dead, I mean, even what's the one that he did in the mall? Zack Snyder. What's it called?
Dawn of the Dead.
Dawn of the Dead it's fun. 28 Days Later. Like there are a couple,
Yes.
but now I'm at the point where if I see a zombie, anything zombie, I'm out because they never do anything interesting, nothing new. It hasn't been new in 20 years, and I'm tired of zombie
Are you
movies. I'm
serious?
tired of
About to get a
tired
new
of
one
horror
this
movies.
week.
Dude, zombies are going
I'm
from
gonna
just
watch
walking slowly to running around to now they're like got rabies and shit. They're running after you. Zombies have changed.
But
They have changed.
they did that in 2013 with World War Z, which was a book in the 90s, so that it's not new.
Wait, so Ashley, what's your take on zombie movies?
I'm not big on them. I do want to see Army of the Dead just because
Put that fist down, philosophical.
certain things I'm interested about it, but like I think I had enough zombies when I tried to watch Walking Dead because like the guy
Can we talk about how whack
from my state and it was just so bad. I just don't like zombies. I think it's stupid. Like they're always going for their head, they're eating each other. It's just I don't know.
Can we talk about how stupid fucking The Walking Dead got? Because that is ridiculous. Like that literally like it. So the first couple of seasons were actually quite interesting, and then it gets to a point where you're just like, why are you doing that? Like really stupid, illogical stuff that they're doing. That they just and these zombies.
But isn't
really,
that fun to watch in horror movies, Nerdman? Don't you love that?
No, but they take it too far. And really, when you think about it, these zombies aren't that big a problem. Let's face it. Zombies don't think. They have no intellect or whatever. And all you have to do is get them in the head. You've got guns. You've got long-range weapons. You have, like all sorts of things with which you can kill them. So I do get your point on zombies, actually. This is the one area that I will actually agree with you a little bit.
I'm glad that both of you can agree that zombies are getting old.
Zombies are not a big problem. And it's getting to a point where, as you said, like, the only way to make zombies interesting is to actually not make them zombies. So now they think and they communicate and they run.
I don't like
and they.
I hate that they make zombies have intelligence. I think that was one of George Romero's films when he had one of the zombies like lead the other zombies, like he was the leader zombie. It was horrible.
I agree with that because, like in the new Army of the Dead trailer, Batista's like swinging a bat at one and it's dodging it like it's John Wick. It's like, doesn't that kind of take away the horror element of them being mindless? It's scary because they're mindless and they're like a robot. They don't have any emotions. They're coming to eat you. But they move slow, so it's kind of evened out. Now that they're fucking John Wick and they can fucking do the raid fighting moves, it's like, just make them, like, why? Just
make them ninjas or something.
They don't feel like monsters anymore.
Zombie ninja.
That's why I just think zombie movies, I think It Comes at Night, if anybody has seen that movie, it's not even really a zombie movie. That is my favorite horror movie of the past 15 years, maybe 20 years. That was a fucking great horror movie. But I mean, so you guys can basically agree that you all hate horror movies. Just say it. Somebody say it.
I hate bad horror movies.
Okay.
I love bad horror movies. Bad horror movies are cool.
I hate bad horror movies.
Oh, and they have lots of sex scenes, like explicit sex scenes. That's always interesting.
Yeah, that's the weakest thing you can do in a script.
Yeah, I just think that's
it's entertaining to watch. They're usually beautiful people.
Yeah, like the bigger your breasts, the quicker you die for some reason. I noticed that.
Yeah, that's just that's a pet peeve for me in movies. Like, I think I get there can be romances, but when you just randomly have a sex scene because you couldn't think of anything else to do, it's like, man, you're pandering to fucking 12-year-olds who have never gotten a boner. Like, come on, man. What were we gonna say, Nerd Man?
No, I was gonna ask Ashley what she was gonna say.
I was just saying I don't like.
She hates horror movies.
Yeah, I said I like horror movies. I don't like when we're talking about like the scenes. I think they're stupid. I don't even like rom-coms, so that's a whole nother conversation for another day. But I don't like like graphic movies. Really, like I don't like that type of thing.
I'm always crying, like almost tearing up at the end of rom-coms. I'm like, why can't they just get together?
Those things are so damn.
Nerd Man, this is the best comment right here. The Saw franchise is better than the MCU, right?
Hell yes.
Yeah.
He's next. Oh,
Yes.
yeah, there's the DC apologist. Everybody.
Is anybody gonna actually?
Yeah.
MSK, I know you got to be trolling.
He's trolling, of course, but still.
I know this one's a troll, but this. Yeah, no way. No way.
I would say the MCU is formulaic, like a horror movie. You know what I'm saying? This movie are very formulaic.
Possibly,
Mhm.
but a very.
But you care about the. That's my biggest. That's thank you, Lantern. You don't care about the characters in horror movies. They're so disposable.
You know, that's the purpose.
So disposable.
You're supposed to be, guessing which one dies first.
I don't
it's
know.
Usually the ethnic characters that die first.
but no, Lantern. We have examples where they do it right though. The Thing is a perfect example. You care about the characters. They're interesting. You care about McCready and the rest of the crew. They have personalities. Then when it kills them, it's not only interesting the way it's visually done, the effects. Like I'm gonna get into the whole thing. I love that movie.
I care about Jason Voorhees.
I
care about
But do you care about the humans?
No. I care about Jason Voorhees.
Maybe one.
I don't like Jason. I don't like him.
Do you know? I'll say the best horror movies for me are the ones where the protagonists act logically.
Yeah,
I love that.
When you can invest in them, and that's why I think Silence of the Lambs or The Thing, or even something as silly as The Lost Boys, right? Like they work because even though the protagonist is still human and flawed and can do wrong things, it's logically consistent wrong things. It's not like things where you're just like, you must be brain dead, you're in complete danger, and you're like, oh yeah. I'm trying to think of a great example from a horror movie, but it's just like they do the most dumb things possible in some of these movies, and I like them because of that, because I can like go scream at the screen like, you idiot, what are you doing, and like be like, all right, fuck you, you deserve to die now, just fucking, I hope he kills you, like I'll be like shouting at my screen, that kind of thing, because I'm so invested in how stupid they are. But usually I think my favorite horror movies are the ones where I'm like, yeah, this person is doing the right thing, but the monster is just that much more devious than them.
Who's John Kramer?
Kramer.
Oh
fuck.
Who?
The guy who's who sets all the traps, the jigsaw guy.
Oh, the old guy with white hair and Saw.
With cancer, yeah.
That is true. I mean, from the first story, he's a better villain than most of the MCU.
Well, I mean, he kind of gets free reign because he gets to fucking chop people's toes off and shit. I mean, you don't get to see Ronan actually fucking pop people's heads off.
I mean,
he's not better.
Plus, he's in like 7 movies. He gets 7 movies. He gets to do grisly things to them. No way. Come on, Malekith is way better.
They do the grisly things to themselves. He doesn't necessarily do anything to him. But Catherine,
are you a Saw apologist?
Dude, DC apologist, Saw apologist. Up until Saw 4. After that, I didn't care.
MCU hater.
I do hate the MCU. I love Marvel, but I don't like the MCU.
Can we all agree on anything here? I want to somebody agree with me on something.
The Skeleton Key is probably the best horror movie because it checks all the boxes, has great character development, it has a lot of twists in it. It's like the end I was not expecting. You have the main character who's very logical in her thinking. So if you want a horror movie that's really good and you'll put on your list of good ones, that would probably be one of them.
I've never seen it.
You'll love it. And plus the religious aspect of the hoodoo and voodoo stuff, awesome.
I thought right at the end we could talk about like one thing that is interesting is, and maybe you guys can explain this a little bit to me, is apparently Zack Snyder's Army of the Dead only made 780,000, right? In the cinemas.
How many screens was it?
I have no idea.
I know. I don't think it was playing here where I'm at. So.
Yeah, it's not playing near me either.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Wow.
So there's limited screens, but like I think it's about 400 and something screens. And how much is a ticket?
$15.
Yeah.
10, 15 bucks.
Yeah, depending on where you live.
Mm-hmm.
15 bucks.
430 theaters. A major release has over 3,000 theaters. So yeah, I mean, That's what that's $1,800 a theater.
I don't think it's going
That's
to do
pretty
very
good.
well because people like in general are getting tired of the zombie genre. Like most people, it's going to have its fans because it does look interesting.
Netflix.
But
I think everybody has Netflix, and they're not going to go pay to go watch it in the movie theater. They're going to stay home and watch it on Netflix.
But what about the
That's
Snyder
why.
bronies, though? I thought the Snyder bronies are everywhere. They're out there in their billions.
They will make sure this movie makes money, but it's not going to make as much money.
I've had conversations with some of them, and they drove 2 hours to go see the movie. But I mean, they're still not.
No, but I thought the last head.
That's about. I mean, that number sounds about right to me.
Mm-hmm. But the last head count of Snyder bronies in America was over. What's the population of America?
300
plus million,
50 million,
300 million. So
60 million.
according to the Snyder bronies, it was at least 280 million of you. Hardcore Snyder fans. I thought that was what they were going with on these channels.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
We're big Snyder fans over here.
So let's end it by all saying what our favorite horror movie is. Let's end on a good note. We can all agree there are a couple good ones.
Can I make a horror movie with you in it as like the victim?
I'm the guy who doesn't believe in the thing that's happening and I get killed first.
That'd be good.
No, I want to chase you the whole horror movie. I will be a horror movie where I force you to watch horror movies.
Kinky.
That will be the concept.
Tell me more. My favorite horror movie is The Thing, hands down.
Hands down.
The Thing.
My favorite.
That movie makes me get it. It makes me understand like this is fucking fun.
Well, I'm going to throw one out there from a legendary director, Josh Whedon, Cabin in the Woods.
Okay.
Epic.
Josh Whedon.
Okay.
Josh Whedon.
I got a tie between two, Skeleton Key and The Omen 2.
The Omen 2.
Okay.
My favorite horror movie is your casting of The Flash, Ryan Gosling.
I didn't cast Ryan Gosling.
No, he said Green Arrow. I said he'll make a better Flash.
Oh no, it was even worse. It was Green Arrow. That was my fucking horror movie. Why not like Daniel Day-Lewis as Ant-Man? Let's get like really high caliber people to.
Dude, he might make a good Magneto. When you think about it.
You want to get into this right now? Come on. Nerman, what is your favorite horror movie?
That's a good question. I don't know. I think The Silence of the Lambs is pretty up there.
And that's more of a thriller, I think, but it counts. It counts, I think. Ashley?
Halloween.
The first one?
Yes.
I mean, John Carpenter made a genius score. I mean, John Carpenter is a fucking genius, man.
The Thing, actually. The Thing is my favorite. Sorry.
Dude.
They Live. That's another John Carpenter one. It's awesome.
Dude, John Carpenter's a fucking legend. They Live is also, it's a great, like, horror comedy.
Yes.
Now that movie is fun.
He did Halloween, though, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
John Carpenter. Yeah. So you're right. He's a legend.
Dude, John Carpenter did fucking Halloween, They Live, The Thing, Escape to New York. And he did like one more.
Big Trouble in Little China is great.
Yeah,
that was my favorite.
He's like one more, but he's great, man.
Evil Dead, the new Evil Dead. There's a lot of favorite horror movies. Okay.
Okay.
At least 50 of them on my list. At least.
So there you guys have it. I hate horror movies, but maybe you guys convinced me that maybe they do have some merits. I mean, I'm not gonna act like it's. No, I am gonna act like it's the worst genre, but I'm not. There are some good ones. I could probably name 20 or 30. I can admit that I just personally don't like them. They're either not well done or they're so well done that I don't want to watch them because I'm uncomfortable. So there you have it. Anybody else have any last words about fucking horror movies? They suck, right?
They're great. They're great.
We got so much accomplished in this stream. So it's so great.
I mean, so there you guys have it. Everybody on this panel agrees with me. Like most things, I'm right about. Lantern, 100%. Especially, I can see in his face he loves my take. You heard it here first. The Lantern. Subscribe to him on YouTube. What's your channel, man?
Spectre Entertainment. I'm not changing it again. That's what it is.
He goes by many names. Nerdman, where can we find you?
Well, you can find me on my channel, and we're actually like Hot Takes Tuesdays, and we're actually doing another hot take right after this. Not sure who's joining that one, but we will be doing another hot take. And this one, I promise, is gonna break the panel. Whoever
is it hotter than this hot take? Because I don't think this one's too hot.
It's way hotter. This is flaming hot. This is lava.
Well,
Flaming hot Cheetos. I like flaming hot Cheetos.
Yeah, so we're going to be doing that right after on Hot Takes Tuesdays.
All right,
anyway.
Ashley, where can we find you at?
I'm on The Widow on YouTube, and you can also find me on Twitter where I talk a lot of shit. So those are at the Widow. So that's me.
All right, JG, where can we find you, man?
You can find me all over the damn place, kicking ass, taking names for a living. Please, everyone, like, subscribe, and share to all these beautiful people above me and to my left. I don't know what. I'm bad with directions. Anyway, yeah, they're all great. I love them. I am also the head in marketing for Twitter for all these fine people. Yes, so check them all out. I'm just here to spread knowledge and say some outlandish shit. That's all I do.
All right, man. Guys, this was super fun. I enjoyed talking, shooting the shit with you guys. I like when I have an opinion and people kind of just shit on me so I can defend myself. And it's fun, man. I like debating. And Jess, yeah, you missed a pretty good stream. I hate horror movies. They kind of fought me on it. Rewatch it. I think it was a fun conversation. And
watch Hot Takes Tuesdays first, and then go back and watch that. And
then we're about to do one on the Nerdman's channel. His channel is Hot Takes Tuesdays. We're doing another spicy hot take. Don't miss it. And guys, this was really fun. Anything else?
Nope.
No?
I'm done.
All right, guys.
Bye.
Peace, guys.
Hello.